Welcome to the Smarter Soccer Podcast. In this episode, we discuss soccer is a chess game in motion. One way to enhance your soccer intelligence is to look at soccer as a chess game in motion. Chess is thought to have originated in India in about 600 AD, where it spread to Asia, the Middle East, and eventually to Europe. It's one of the oldest and now one of the most popular board games thanks to the internet, where games can be played online globally. It is played on a square board divided equally into squares of two different colors. Two colors of 16 pieces, usually black and white, face off against each other. The checkerboard is an analogy for a battlefield where two medieval armies clash. Each piece has defined rules on how it can move on the board. The lighter color moves first, and the players alternate moves until the king is forced into checkmate, a position where it's unable to avoid capture. So how is this like soccer? In many ways, soccer is a chess game in motion. Two opponents face off, each with players in defined positions that have specific roles, and try to maneuver over the playing field to capture the king, or in the case of soccer, to put the ball into the opponent's goal. In chess, when one player attacks on their turn and puts their opponent's knight in jeopardy, the other player must defend so their knight doesn't get captured. Same in soccer. When one team is attacking, the other team must defend. That's a very basic example, but there are more similarities as both games get more complicated. In chess, the black team may attack the opponent on one side of the board. The white team will counter to defend that side of the board. With the space and pieces protected, the black team will then try to launch an attack on the other side of the board. Sound familiar? This is often what happens in soccer when the team in possession is met with a strong resistance when attacking on one side of the field. What do they often do? They switch the field by playing a long ball from one sideline to the other, or work the ball over with a quick succession of passes and try to attack on the weaker side. But the strategy can get even deeper. The black team may attack the opponent on one side of the chessboard in order to cause a distraction. The white team may not recognize this tactic and overcommit their defense to that side. This now enables the black team to launch an attack on the other part of the board now that the stronger pieces have vacated that area. Sound familiar? By causing the opponent's center back to leave their area to pressure the ball while on the attack, it opens up space in front of the goal where a stealthy midfielder can suddenly appear for a clean shot. Just like in chess, soccer is comprised of move, countermove, attack, defend, bait, trap, offer, deceive, maneuver, adjustment, and so on. However, unlike chess, you don't have all the time in the world to contemplate your next move. This is why we have to be hyper aware of what's happening on the field at all times. When you're close to the action, sometimes the best you can do is simply being aware of your teammates and the opponents. However, when the ball is away from you, you can ask yourself, what if? What if is a brilliant way to keep you connected to the game as a whole and not just focused on the ball. Just like in chess, if you continually ask yourself what if, you'll be better prepared to react to the constantly changing dynamics on the field. The first stage of what if will focus on you and the part of the field near you. What if the ball comes to me? What if the ball comes to one of my teammates near me? What if the ball comes to the opponent near me? By answering these what-if questions, you'll be far better prepared if the ball does come to you. But remember, soccer is a chess game in motion. Therefore, you can't just ask and answer those questions once. You have to do it continually, since the players and the ball are always changing on the field. I know, it's not easy. But like anything, if you start practicing, you'll get better and better at it as you develop as a soccer player. In fact, once you start reading the game and answering what-if questions for yourself, you can start asking them for your teammates, which will improve your communication. For example, if you're playing left back and you see one of the opponent's center midfielders repositioning themselves into an attacking position, you may want to alert your midfielders to their advancement by yelling, "Who's picking up number 8?" You may actually do this already. If you do, you may have not realized that you're reading the game and asking what-if questions. Now that you do, you can start doing it more consciously and even better, more consistently. Hopefully, after listening to this podcast of A Chess Game in Motion, you'll look at your gameplay in a new light. Instead of reacting to what's happening on the field, you'll start accurately anticipating what's going to happen and be much better suited to make an impact on the game. Your personal objective is for there to never be any surprises. I didn't see him overlapping. I wasn't aware she was behind me. I wasn't ready. These types of comments are not what you want to hear yourself say during a game. Just like in chess, when you're continually evaluating all the options, both yours and your opponent's, you must be aware of all the possibilities on the field. Continual focus, awareness, situational awareness, and communication all allow you to stay connected and anticipate what's going to happen before it happens. That's all for this episode of the Smarter Soccer Podcast. To learn more about Smarter Soccer, please visit smarter.soccer. While you're browsing our Soccer Hacks blog or downloading our free resources, make sure you sign up for our newsletter and follow us on Twitter or Instagram at @smarter_soccer for both platforms. If you have any comments, feedback, or suggestions for a future episode, please drop us an email, comments@smarter.soccer. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.